Thank you for joining me today
What's up, dude?
in the BM studios.
Yeah, it's nice to be in that. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Oh, is that Brick Mortgage?
It's Brick Mortgage, yeah. BMS, Brick Mortgage Studios. Hey, I want to talk to you today.
Okay, let's talk.
So let's do this. Let me just put it this way.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay, I'm Jared Albert.
I'm Craig Shumway.
I almost said real estate broker. I'm not a real estate broker. I am a mortgage broker.
He wishes he was in real estate.
Yeah. Craig, where do you work?
Yeah, so I'm Craig Shumway, and I'm over at, I do real estate.
You do real estate. I like your voicemail right now, by the way.
What's my voicemail say?
I
don't listen to it very
I
often
haven't
because I
called
don't
you in
call
a while.
myself.
And now that I brought this up, I also remember that I don't think I've changed my voicemail since I've been out of town, and it still says I'm out of town until Monday. So I stopped putting the dates.
Yeah.
Because when you put the dates, then people know, and then I never remember to fix it, so I just say I'm out of town until Monday.
That's a clever little trick, man.
Yeah.
You know what I need to figure out? I need to go into my emails, and I need to figure out how to set it so that I don't get emails at all hours of the day. You know, like, hey, from this time to this time, I'm in sleep mode. Like, don't send me an email at midnight.
Does your phone vibrate or beep when you get an email?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's a problem, yeah.
And the other thing is, even if it doesn't, if I just see the notification there, it's like,
You
I
have
just
to
want
click
to
on it.
It's the worst, dude. It's the worst.
It's like,
And then it's like some client asking me for something. I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. They'll be fine until the morning. And I'm like, no.
but then
I
it's
gotta
on your
get it
mind
done.
all night and you can't sleep.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Like, I just need to reply. It takes 5 minutes. Yeah, you should have that notification shut off for sure.
I should figure that out.
I vote for that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want to talk about.
All right, what is it?
So 2020,
Uh-huh.
I had clients at the signing tables.
Yeah.
In March.
Yeah.
Right when everybody didn't know what was happening.
Mhm.
It was a weird time. Very weird time. I mean, the fact that people would stay home and never leave their houses, just a weird, very eerie. Our streets were empty. It was very weird. And then when you'd see people walk down the street, like, hey, and you kept your distance, right? So it was just a weird time. I had clients at the signing table. They were signing the next day. They called me, hey, I don't know if I should buy this house.
Yeah.
I don't know the future.
Yeah.
And my response was, well, look at it this way. You're paying less than you would be paying in rent. So even if the whole economy just tanks tomorrow, what you're paying in your new mortgage for 30 years is less than you'd be paying in rent.
Right.
And you actually own a house.
Right.
That was my response to him. He went ahead and he signed it. That was just my response. He went ahead and bought the house. 6
Okay.
months later,
Yeah, he's super happy now.
he wanted to do a refinance. And we did. And the equity in his house was $60,000 over what he
In
paid
6 months?
in 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
So what I'm saying is, the last couple years have been totally insane with the real estate market.
Yeah, they've been crazy. I remember that well too. We were actually at Rocky Point when everything got shut down. Like, I received the notification the NBA's not having games. I was like, what the heck? That's a lot of money they're missing out on. This must be serious, right? And I had 2 clients that backed out. Like, one was
So
5 days from closing. He's like, no, we're not doing it. I don't care if I lose my earnest money. Because he's the uncertainty, right?
It's total uncertainty.
Now he's kicking himself in the head, but
A lot of people. So that's my question. So now it's 2022.
Yeah.
Now we have more certainty, some more, because now we've got a little war going on. What is it? What's March?
Yeah.
March 2022. We've
Yeah.
been into 2022 2 months. I wanted to know from you, what's your thoughts on the rest of the year? What does it pan out? Do people buy still? Are we still in like a weird position? Because we are. There's total uncertainty every day.
yeah, totally. And here's what I tell people is nobody has a crystal ball. I'm not a fortune teller. Like, I get that
We need to
question.
find that crystal ball.
I do. I'd be super rich. The real estate market goes up and it goes down. And it always will and it always has. And so you have to ask yourself, in this moment, does this purchase make sense for me? Because you don't know what the future is going to do. Now, if we look at the real estate market and we ask ourselves, is it going to crash? I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it. And here's a couple reasons why I think that. First of all, we have very low supply of homes. So as of this morning, there's around like 5,500 homes available on the market.
Do you look every day?
No, but probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So in a normal market where it's not like advantage to the seller or buyer, just like a neutral market, if you will, I think we want to see that number about 20,000, 2,500 homes. So what that tells us is we have to quadruple the amount of homes available to satisfy the demand.
So 5,000. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the whole state of Arizona?
No, so that's in our local MLS.
Okay.
Okay, so
Phoenix,
the Phoenix
Glendale,
area. Yeah,
Gilbert.
yeah.
Okay, made the
Now, there's some-
big area.
There's some homes that are all around the state on our MLS, but in general, it's the Phoenix area.
5,500 is not a lot of houses.
No, it's
If
not.
you saying it's usually
Not for
20
this
to
level.
25,000.
Yeah, not for this level of population. So very low supply. So
Very
the next thing we look at is demand. Okay, so are there people moving here? Yes. Are we seeing our population grow? Yes. Arizona is seeing a lot of that right now. Will that last forever? I don't know. But what we can tell, or one of the ways I measure demand, it might be a little bit different, is I want to look at rents. What is the rental market doing? And right now we've seen the rental market increase as much as the home price. And here's why I want to look at rents, because rents, I think, kind of show true demand, show people actually living in the home. When the market crashed last time, we saw rents start to fall before we saw house prices fall. Because you had these investors that came in and paid these crazy prices for homes, and they didn't have anybody to live in them.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anybody to live in them,
You got to lower your.
you gotta lower your rent. So if we start to see that happen, or if we start to see people not paying their rent because their cost of living hasn't, or their income has not kept up with the cost of living, like inflation, right? We'll get into that here in a little bit. But if we start seeing people, hey, I just can't afford my rent, and then we see landlords start to discount because they brought the homes at a high price and they got to get somebody in there to keep up with the mortgage, that type of thing, then we might see some more homes come on the market. Now, the market can still absorb a lot of homes, like I said, but that'll be an indication that things are shifting.
So on my drive to work today, I don't listen to a real estate channel. I do listen to the radio. I know that's funny. I'm one of the few people who still listen to the radio
Nice.
every day. I'm a radio listener. I don't. Every once in a while, I remember to connect my
You listen
phone.
to like your rap music on the way in?
Hip hop,
here?
yeah, R&B, the
Gotta
slow
get in the
jams,
mood.
yeah,
Hey, we're about ready to fund some loans.
all that stuff. But I'll listen to talk radio, and they
Okay.
were talking this morning about rents. They said that the average rent in Gilbert in a 1-bedroom apartment was, oh boy, now I gotta remember. It was right around $1,600
For one bedroom.
for a 1-bedroom. A 2-bedroom was around $1,800.
Yeah.
That was the only 2 numbers I tried to remember was Gilbert's numbers because they shared Phoenix's. Anyways, that's insane.
Yeah.
$1,800 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Right. Right.
And they're talking about we need to build more apartment complexes because the demand is so high.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of people looking at that, right? And so when you go to look to buy a house, I mean, that's the things you gotta look at is, okay, you can throw your money away in rent. When you're a renter, you lack a little bit of control over your living situation. You can't just do whatever you want to your
You
house.
can just
right?
read the landscape.
Yeah, no remodeling, you're not gonna put in new cabinets in the rental or anything like that.
But as a landlord, you would love that. I would love it as soon as I can. I'm gonna redo the house.
Depends,
Cool.
man, depends.
That's true. That's true. It has to be by license.
I've seen some do it yourselves.
That's true. Don't DIY it. I choose the contractor.
Exactly.
You pay the bill.
You pay the bill. That's ideal. But when you're looking at your living situation, that's what you gotta look at. Okay, you lose a little bit of control renting. You also don't have control over price increases. I mean, someone that bought in 2020, they may have been like, man, this mortgage is gonna be high, right? But guess what? Their mortgage is still the same.
Same.
Somebody that rented in 2020, their rental has probably gone up $500 to $800 a month since that time.
Which has pushed them to call you to want to buy.
To want to buy. Right. And when you're looking at buying a house, you need to look more of it as, what is this going to do for my living situation? Does this work for me and my family? You can't look at it like an investment.
Yeah.
If you're looking like, I'm buying this house because the price might increase, cool, do that on your second home. You don't do that on your first
On
home.
your investment property.
Yeah. Because on your first home, it's not about making money. It's about providing a place for you to live.
Safe place.
You know, that's the rich dad, poor dad philosophy.
What do we
Home is
need?
not an investment.
I watch those shows, wilderness survival shows. Food, shelter, water.
That's
Right.
it, dude.
Shelter's a big one.
Yeah.
You need that in order to survive. And it's comfortable. It's
You-
a mental,
you-
it really is.
You ever been down by downtown Gilbert? They have that little like canal path walkway.
Yeah.
And there's a little water fountain there.
Sure. I don't. Oh, I've seen the water goes underneath and comes back up.
Yeah, it's just like this little water feature just
Okay.
to the side of downtown there, like in between the parking lot and
The big ball that spins?
No, not that. That's cool though, huh? Anyways, they have this saying on the fountain, and I can't remember it exactly, so I'm gonna sound stupid trying to repeat it, but it's something like water's more valuable than love because millions of people have died with or millions of people have lived without love, but nobody's lived without water. It's like, hey, you gotta pay attention to the needs, man.
It's true. Water is more important than love.
It is, man. Way more important.
You can live longer without love than you can without water.
Exactly, dude.
It'll be depressing,
You gotta get your priorities
but
straight.
either way, it's depressing. Whether you don't have water or don't have love, you're going to be depressed.
Exactly.
So hopefully you have both.
Hopefully, that's ideal. But you know, nothing's guaranteed in this life.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting where the market's at. Home prices have gone through the roof, but inflation in general has gone through the roof. It's not just the housing market that's seeing these increases, and that's another reason why I say, you know, if you get a house and you're going to hold on to it long term, you might pay a premium right now, but long term is going to keep its value, right?
Yeah.
What happens in inflationary cycles? The best thing to have is really debt, because let's say you borrow money at a 3 or 4%, but inflation goes up 6%, 7%, 8%. I mean, your earnings all of a sudden next year, the year after, it becomes much easier to pay that money than it was when you first got it. And so you want debt and you want hard assets in inflationary times, things that hold value regardless. And people are always going to need a place to live, just like people are always going to need, I don't know, food or water. Like those are the things that have value during those times.
This is what's interesting.
At least that's my opinion. What do you think? What's interesting here?
I went onto that Carvana
Uh-huh.
website. They send me emails because I bought a car from them and I sold the car to them.
Uh-huh.
So they send me emails. I never looked at them, but the other day I got one that said, "See what your car's worth." I was like, "Hey, let's just do this."
Yeah.
It was my pickup truck. Okay.
Okay.
So I put my pickup truck in there. You put your VIN number. I didn't have that. I put my driver's or my license plate number. Anyways, it pulls it up. It knows what it is. You put everything in there, and it gives you a value. They email it to you.
Yeah.
They will give you that number, pretty close to it every time. When we gave them our minivan, they gave me what I put in there.
Right.
And even though it was scratched up and kind of beat up because the kids beat it up, they still gave me what they told me to give me. So they give me a value.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is obviously they're selling it. They're going to resell it
Yeah, they're
or
gonna make money on
do
it,
something with it. I paid for that truck $30,000. I put wheels and tires on it and that little kind of lift thing on it. It was like
Oh.
$2,000. So 32, I'm into it. They give me a value of $40,500 for my truck.
Dude, making money.
I've driven it 3 years. I put about 20,000 miles on it, and I made 10,000.
Dude, that's like my buddy. He bought a boat like a year or two ago.
Which usually decrease in value,
So
right?
Yeah, so he paid, I don't know, $65,000 for the boat. And they're telling him he can sell it for $77,000. So even after he pays the guy to sell it for him, he's still making money on it.
Insane.
And you used to
And he used all that. He got to have fun with it all that time.
exactly.
They paid him to have fun.
Yeah, he put however many hours on his boat. And it's like, you used to say, hey, when you buy a boat, you lose money.
Right
when
away.
you buy a car, you lose money. As soon as you drive it off the lot, right? It's just not
I
true
don't know.
anymore.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's one of my.
And I think that's the just proof that the dollar is losing its value.
Yeah.
But get your stuff now, man. Just buy. Buy. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be stupid. Don't go into stupid debt. Yeah. So does that answer your question, man?
That answers it. Yeah, I just want to see where what do you think? 2022, what are we looking at? And it sounds like we're still going to be in a good spot.
I think
mean,
so.
I mean, even worst case, like we said, if there is an issue, you've got that asset. You have that home, that place to call home, and that your family feels comfortable in.
Yeah.
And as long as you can, in my side, the money side, Moody, the money side, as long as you can afford that payment,
That's it.
then you know what, and comfortably afford it. As long as you can afford that payment, I mean, that's all that matters. Even if it drops,
Yep. Even if it drops, make sure you can
you have
just
somewhere.
afford the monthly living expense, because more than likely, as the years go on, you're going to make more money. That payment, the dollar will lose value, and that payment's going to become easier to pay. Yeah. Now, if it's an investment, you might want to look at a few other things, but I think right now, everybody thought this year, because after last year we had 25%. In some places in the valley, we had 30% appreciation in 1 year on homes. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, oh, maybe things will crash. And we've seen,
There's no crystal ball though.
yeah, we've seen the appreciation just continue. And it doesn't look, and I thought, hey, with interest rates on mortgages rising, maybe we'd see a little softening, and we haven't.
Hasn't.
Yeah, in the beginner price range, and unfortunately right now that beginner price range is probably about 400,000 to 450.
Right.
We're seeing homes with multiple offers almost every single time, at least on the homes that people would want to live in. So
It's wild.
it is wild, dude.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Another year. It's gonna be a blast.
Let's go.
Craig, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks, man.
In the
Let's do
BN
this again.
Studios. Should we do this again?
Let's do it again.
Okay, let's do it again.
Cool.
Word got good.
See you guys.